Hey, 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 that's us and we're live. Welcome to Speaker Insight, where we help speakers, authors and coaches to build a business on your terms. And as always, we're going to start with what's the buzz in our business. We are really excited that we now have over 500.
Maybe 530.
I know. Like connections inside the Connection Hub. So well done, welcome. And if you're watching this for the first time ever, I'm Helena, this is Kelly. And we always start with what's the buzz in our business. So we are really excited to announce that we've actually set out the dates for all of our events for the rest of the year. And that really brings a peace of mind to all of us. And within that, the really exciting piece is actually that we have devised something that was sort of missing within our little product range called the Connect and Create Days, which are actually where you literally get to network and get stuff done. So more on that, I'm sure we'll tell you all about it, but we are really quite excited about it. So that's that. Kelly doesn't think this is a bit of buzz, but I do. It was Kelly's birthday, and I loved celebrations, and you know, she just cracks on with stuff. So
thank you everybody for the messages in the group. I appreciate it.
There you see, this is exactly it. And the buzz in everybody's business, the buzz in our business, is that actually today we've had a real giggle, the way that we usually do. But today we learned that today is the day to do that because it is the International Day of Happiness. So in the comments below, just for a little bit of fun, what's making you happy? I'm going to keep saying hello. I'm actually going to turn the phone on and hand over to Kelly in a moment. But what's making you happy? We'd love to know. So I'm going to go and check that.
And I've just put in the comments the link to our Connection Hub. So if you're watching this on the Speaker Insight page, come and join us in the Connection Hub, where we've got lots of your peers and professionals that we want to connect you with in the speaker industry, the publishing industry, and the coaching industry. Yes. So that's where we hang out daily anyway. So as the meme would say, we're going to talk about CRM systems today and email marketing systems. Really not a sexy topic.
Not sexy. Really, truly not sexy.
So we're going to do as much as we can to make it really interesting.
And light.
Yes, and we're going to make it practical and relevant for you. So even though I'm a geeky techie type, I'm not going to go over your heads. I'm going to talk about why CRMs are really important, how to use them. And the most important question, and the one that we get asked all the time, is what one's the best for me, right, and my business? So I want to demystify some questions around CRM systems today. And we actually bumped this up our schedule because we have got all of our Facebook Lives planned until end of May, June time.
That's it.
And Joy Burnford said, hey guys, she sent us a PM. She goes, I'm in the process of choosing a CRM system and I really don't know what one to do. Which one would you recommend? So we said, we get asked this question all the time. Let's do a Facebook Live about it on Monday.
Yeah.
So I know Joy's at an event today, so I know she's going to be catching this on the replay, but this one's specifically for her. So I want you to grab pen and paper today, as usual on our Facebook Live. There'll probably be some notes that you want to take. And I'm going to go through a few things that I actually want you to start thinking about why you would need a CRM system in your business. Yeah. So grab a pen and paper. Hey Jo, she's saying that her smoothie is making her happy.
I know, I see that. I was about to say that. I'm like, what's in it? I want to know what's in it. Snap a photo.
Alcohol.
I think with Jo Fellows that's probably not going to be true, but I love the idea of it. I know at TGI Fridays that's what we used to do before smoothies were all the rage, so that's kind of how it goes. Okay. International Day of Happiness. We will do our best to keep this light.
So let's talk about your CRM system. First of all, why you would need one.
Yeah.
It is one of the essential tools in my business box. Whenever I set up a business, it's something I go to first of all because it helps automate them. Stop it. So the first thing that you want to look at is a CRM system allows you to have automated cups of coffee with your clients. So basically, it means that rather than you having to meet somebody and have lots of prospecting meetings and convert them into a client.
Keep going.
Oh, she's letting my dog out.
That's the bell.
My dog rings the bells when he wants to go to the toilet.
He's just rung it twice.
He really needs a loo. So basically, in a CRM system, rather than you physically having to meet these clients and actually filter them, are they going to be the right one for you? It allows you to do this on an automated digital process. It's a way that your clients can get to know you to know more about you, to build a rapport and relationship with you, to understand your expertise, to get some value from you, and then for you to actually say, okay, let's take the first step, let's spend the first pound with you, let's come to an event, let's get to know you a little bit more. So it's the first thing, it's automated cups of coffee is how I like to say it.
Yeah.
The second point is about good customer service. It's expected now as a standard that you are basically available all the time. So if somebody asks a question on your website or on social media, they expect a response instantly. Yeah. Even if it's just an automated, hey, I've got your message, it's waiting to be handled, I'll get back to you within 24 or 48 hours. Because if people don't receive some form of confirmation, they're there going, did it even get in their inbox? Have they received it? I don't know. So it's a good way of having systems in place to make you stand out and for the basic standards of customer service to be kept. I know someone like Adrian Brown would be like...
He'd be like on it within like 10 minutes more.
Yeah. The other thing is about data segmentation. This is where geeks like me love it, but I'm going to do a practical example of this. I coached somebody who once was a dog trainer. And when he got the data from his clients about their name and email address, which is simple things that you put into a CRM system, he also asked them what the name of their dog was and when their dog's birthday was on the first form that they signed up with. And he segmented his system into, and also what type of dog it is.
What type of dog.
So it was like, these are German Shepherds, these are Pit Bulls. But he'd also send them an automated email a week before their dog's birthday. Yeah. To say, hey, Rover's going to be having his birthday next week. Have you thought about these training lessons that you could give him as a present? And those things are so, that personalised approach.
That feels just so special. Yeah. And that's what we're trying to do. 9 times out of 10, you don't want to read something that you go, well, 17,000 other people have obviously received this. You actually, the specialness of receiving something that says, they know the name of my dog, they know what kind of dog it is, and that it's his birthday. Wow.
And don't get me wrong, it doesn't always have to be, and I'm going to sell you something. It could just be a little e-card for Rover's birthday that day. So that type of personalisation is something you...
Or a touch note.
We've covered that
I
one.
know.
The next thing, which is the big topic at the moment, and we are going to do a specific Facebook Live on this, is GDPR.
Yeah.
So now, if you've got Excel spreadsheets, which a lot of people do, of all of their databases, you've got to have a robust way of storing data. Mm-hmm. You've got to capture how have you got their email address, how long you're going to keep them on the system, have they double opted in, all those types of things which we won't go into detail today. Yeah. But a CRM system allows you to know that information, store it safely, and have backups of people's data, so you know that you're being compliant.
Yeah.
The other thing is about lead generation tools. So if you're offering something for free online, like a digital product, then you're going to want to actually be able to deliver that digital product automatically. Mm-hmm. Now, bless him, I had a client, must have been about 7 years ago, his name was Sean, and he used to use MailChimp as a CRM system, but what he didn't realise is that when somebody downloaded his lead gen, that he could automatically send it to them, and he was manually at 8 o'clock every day going through who'd opted in and manually sending them the report. He loved me the day he met me and went, I can automate that. So that's one of the things, is actually systemizing your business. So things are happening 24 hours while you sleep, while you're working, while you're doing speaking gigs or coaching stuff. Things are working on your behalf. So it's about getting really clever about the systems that you use.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is like you can use a CRM system to promote your events. Yeah. So if you're using a nice customized email template, branded, it all looks great, then you can have your lists of data and say, I want to send this report to say this event's coming up to these people who I know are interested in that thing, because I've segmented my list to say that. Yeah. So it's a way of actually sending mass amounts of emails in one go and tracking who's opened them, who clicked on the link. And actually then doing another step and saying, okay, well, if they clicked on the link, I know they're interested, so let me then say that they're a really hot client on this subject. So that's the why a CRM system is really useful to work out. The main things is, if you haven't got one in place at the moment, these are the things that you might want to consider looking at and why it might benefit you. Yeah. And the main question we get asked is, what CRM systems should I use? Yeah. And actually, this is another one, I know I probably rant in most Facebook Lives now, but this is another one of my bugbears, where I see it in social media forums. Someone goes, so what CRM system should I use? And then people go, you should use Infusionsoft, you should use MailChimp. There is not a one-size-fits-all answer.
No.
You have to know what you need the CRM system to do for your business, your budget, your size of your database, and then you need to work out what's right for you and building a business on your terms. Right? So what we want to do today is actually look at the questions you need to ask yourself when choosing a CRM system. And we've got a nice little treat for you at the end.
Yeah, and so that's actually where the whole kind of, if you still haven't got a piece of pen and piece of paper and a pen, go get that right now. Now, before we dive in fully and I unleash all of the questions that Kelly's about to ask you, I'm actually going to acknowledge those of you who are sat there just going, oh, or are actually in freak out mode, because actually the whole systemizing, the thing with the geeky techie stuff that sits in the background, as speakers, authors and coaches, that isn't necessarily, for some of you it absolutely is a delight and a love, but for most of you it's highly likely to be the thing that makes you go, I want to run away, or dig your head in the sand. So actually, for those of you who are kind of going into a little bit of freak out mode around this, what I'm going to invite you to do is take a breath and allow yourself to go, right, okay, I'm about to learn something here. So let me go into learning mode and let me write down the questions that are actually arising for me as Kelly's going to teach you sort of how to think about what system would be right for you, so that it is, as she's just said, a business on your terms and a system that works within the business that actually is right for you. So if you've got the thought, if the mind gremlins are going, oh, I can't, it's too confusing, I've tried it before, I've got something, I don't know what it is, so some of you might be even sort of tearing your hair out. To those, I'm going to offer that actually awareness is a very good step that allows you to tame those kind of mind gremlins. So listen to the rest of this and scribble down the questions, even if you don't know what the answers are to them, because then you can re-look at the list and actually go over it and go, actually that bit makes sense, or I don't know what this means, so let me go back to the Facebook Live, put the question in around, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, can you go even more basic for me?
We might even say, what is a CRM? So that is a customer relationship management system. People go, I didn't know what you're talking about, right?
Exactly. Now, customer relationship management system. Hi, Brett. Hi, Haroon. So relationship management, which is exactly what Kelly was talking about. Those automated cups of coffee, the kind of the feeling that you are generating with people. So I'm going to ask those of you to persevere in this and actually say, now, for most of the speakers, also the authors and coaches that are certainly in the Connection Hub from what we're seeing, and most of the people that we work with, actually you probably need more of an email marketing system than a fully blown customer relationship management system. So, because actually big full-blown things are more what the corporates would use. So there's something there about what size of system do we actually need. So I'm going to hand it over to Kelly, who's going to go through a whole bunch of questions, because actually we want to make it easy for you to choose from the ones that are popular with the speakers, authors and coaches out there. Yeah. So get ready. Over to her. I'm going to let the dog in. Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's all right now.
So the first question I want you to work out, and you should know this, is how big is your current email database? Whether you've got it on a spreadsheet or you've got it in your email system, whatever it is at the moment. What is it? How many people have you got? Names, email addresses?
Yeah.
Second thing is how big is your marketing budget? How much do you want to spend on a CRM system? So once we understand the benefits of what it's going to give you, then you're going to say, well, if I invested this amount of time, amount of money in this, I'm going to save this amount of time. So I've got £15 a month that I could send on this.
For those of you who know your hourly rate, that's a really good comparison piece.
And the reason why I ask you these first two questions initially is because this is what most people make decisions on, is money. What can they afford? Yeah. And two, some CRM systems will charge you on the size of your database. Mm-hmm. So if you've got up to 1,000 contacts, it might be £3 or £7 a month. When you go from 1,000 to 5,000 contacts, it might go up to £15 a month. So you need to first of all see, well, how many people do I need to import straight away from my spreadsheet? What's my marketing budget? The other thing that CRM systems sometimes charge on is how many emails you will send on a monthly basis. So if you're sending 10,000 or 20,000 or 100,000 emails a month, some of them charge on not so much database size, but your activity. So that's another thing to think about. Not like, and I don't mean you're sending one email to 10,000 times. It's the amount of people you're sending it to, right? So that's the first question for you to think about. How much budget do I have? What's the size of my database? And how many emails do I estimate that I'll be sending on a monthly basis? Yeah. The other thing to think about, the second question, is what do I actually want to use it for? Okay, how is the CRM system gonna?
I'd say this is the first question, but that's me.
Yeah, I wouldn't, because you're going to make a decision on price. But what you're going to use it for? So in this fact, it's like most of the basic CRM systems that we use will cover things like sending email broadcast, sending newsletters, being able to separate your data into lists. So if they came by opting in for this download or they came to this event, you can separate your data into those various lists. They will all show you the tracking rates, how many of the emails have been opened, how many of the emails were actually clicked on that link, etc. So these are basic features. But it's going to be thinking about, is there anything above and beyond those elements that I need to use it for? And one of the things that when I work with speakers, authors and coaches and they want to do a real automated campaign is the first thing is lead generation. I think most of you, if you're not, should be doing some form of lead generation.
And for the people who are freaking out,
I'm just about to go into that.
Just checking. It's International Happiness Day. We're bickering all day. It's really quite amusing.
So what I mean by lead generation is that you've got something out there, which is what somebody wants. A guide, a download, a checklist, a video, and they have to give you their data, their email address and their name to access that download, right? So if you want that, then you want a series of emails that go and start having those virtual cups of coffee with people afterwards. That's called an automated series or an automated campaign. Yeah. Now, most CRM systems will offer that, but sometimes it's not free. So the MailChimp version, you can get MailChimp for free, but you have to pay for the automated sequence.
Actually, they changed that now.
Oh, they did, didn't they?
They changed that now, so,
but it's various things you need to think about. Do I even need that? Do I even want that? Yeah. Do you want to be able to learn what your customers are doing? So if they went to an event through an automated sequence, you can tag them and say, attended this event or bought this product or clicked on this link. Yeah. So you can actually see how active a person is and where they fall out of your sequence or where they stop. Yeah. So all these various things, you might even need your CRM system to be able to manage affiliate programs for you. So that's a big, if you've got joint venture programs and affiliate systems, that basically really limits down the CRM systems that offer that. Yeah. Okay, so you're going into big corporate land prices normally with those types of things. So think about what is it that you want to use it for? What's the main purpose that's going to make your life so much easier, give you back some more time, give you some freedom, that you're going to use the CRM system for, because that's going to help you choose the features that you look for when you're comparing various different CRMs. Yeah. This is one that people don't often think about until it's too late. And God, back 10 years when I first had my first Infusionsoft account, I experienced this, and the question is, what do you need your CRM system to integrate with? Yeah. And I went up through setting up Infusionsoft, and I had a merchant account that once I'd gone all the way through and setting it up, it didn't integrate with this merchant account, which is a merchant account is something you use to take payments. Yeah. And it was just, we had to change our merchant account because that was the thing that was easier to do than change your CRM system. So think about it. Yeah. Your CRM system should need to link to your opt-in software. So the things that you use for Squeeze Page Toolkit, Lead Pages.
And Breathe. Keep going.
The way that you deliver your lead magnet. So what's the software there? Does it actually need to integrate with your merchant account like Stripe or PayPal, those types of things? Yeah. So you've got to think, what does it need to speak to make this journey seamless for your customer journey, for your marketing, for your user journey, for the person to say, yeah, all the dots are being connected.
Yeah.
So you need to map out that user journey.
Exactly.
And say, well, I'm using this bit of software here, this merchant account here, this bit of software here, Eventbrite for them to come to here. Do these things talk?
Yeah.
And that's what you need to check out before you purchase something. And I'm not going to go into detail because it's going to go into like, oh my God, she's talking geeky language. But you can connect most things now via Zapier.
Yeah.
So it's another
somebody
tool.
very, very handily went, oh, this seems to happen quite often. So, you know, there's all of these things and they're not talking to each other. How can we make a difference to everybody else? I know, let's actually invent something that allows all of these things to be connected, and it happens to be called Zapier.
So we can put that in the comments later so you can actually check out the link, but I wouldn't do that at the moment. That's like 4th stage down the line. The next question is, do you want to run campaigns, as I call them? So these are really intelligent automated systems that not just are the automated campaigns where they get an email every 3 days or so with programs, it actually looks at the user journey.
Yeah.
So you've got an automated sequence, they've come in from a lead generation tool, they've got their thank you, welcome email, you've sent a few more emails, and then it says, do you want to come to this event? And then basically there's a decision tree. And if they said yes or clicked on the link, then they go on a sequence down this road that sends them a set of emails reminding of the event, etc., etc. If they didn't click or they click no, then there's another sequence down here which then says, okay, we don't want to come to this event, but we've got this coming up of online training. And that can grow to a monster. Right? I've had campaigns where the whole floor, if I've mapped it out, has been decision trees, yes, no, did they do this? And if you want to do those types of campaigns, that also then limits the CRM systems that you can use, because
you need something fairly sophisticated, as you can imagine.
And for me, those things normally have an element of sales, e-commerce involved in the CRM system. It's not just a pure email delivery tool. Did they do this action? Have they bought this? Have they attended this? So there's an element of e-commerce in there. This is a bugbear, and this is down to your own research and asking people who are using CRM systems at the moment. Another question, how deliverable are the emails?
Yeah.
And what do I mean by that? It's when you send an email from a CRM system, how many of them actually end up in the inbox of the customers? How many of them end up in the spam? And how many of them just don't even get there, they get blocked?
Yeah.
And I know this has been a problem with Infusionsoft for quite a few years, that their system is awesome. I've got about 8 Infusionsoft accounts for people, but their deliverability dropped significantly, and emails just weren't even getting into the spam boxes of a lot of people. So you need to work out, you can do research online, look at the CRM and say, just look at reviews of how deliverable emails are, because you want the emails to get to the people that you're sending, you don't want them to get blocked.
Yeah.
And then the final question, because of the age that we're living in, and this is the new trend, is your CRM system responsive? Have they got a mobile app?
Yeah.
Because personally, I don't do a lot of stuff for the CRM system on a mobile. I will do most of the campaigns and build it all on a laptop. But if I'm out and about, I want to see stats up to date of open rates and click-through rates and how many people have signed up. I just want to be able to see that on my phone. So it's another point to look at is the CRM system, do they have a mobile app attached to their actual software that you can download on smartphones?
Yeah.
So they're the questions that you need to start asking yourself. The ones before of why do I need to use it? How is it going to give me more time, more money, more freedom, better customer service?
Yeah. Or more clients, indeed. Yeah.
More sales. And then the other bit is that what are the things that I need to look at in order of importance? Do I need to be able to do this or speak to this or run this or segment this? And then you'll know what features you're looking for. Because when you know what you need to know, you can go, I need it to talk to this, I need it to do this, I've got this amount of budget, this is my database size, and then you can focus in on what's right for you when you're looking at comparisons.
Yeah. And to make you happy, because it is International Day of Happiness after all, once you've actually done that piece, which may take a little bit of searching around, how do I want my business to run on my terms, we are going to make you very happy, because Kelly has actually kind of laboured beautifully and created a comparison chart of most of the systems, most of the popular systems that actually are relevant for the speakers, authors and coaches that we definitely know are hanging around sort of with us. So they don't cover the kind of big systems that the corporates might use, like things like Pipedrive or Salesforce and that type of thing. So they don't include those, but it's a comparison chart that allows you, once you know the answers to the questions, to actually take a look at that. So Kelly's going to pop a link through as to where you can actually get that in here right now. In fact, she's off and running in a moment. And I'm going to make this invitation to you. Once you've gone through the shortlist and once you've looked at the comparison chart, pick two. Pick two and actually go and check them out. One of the best ways that you can actually do that is some of them will actually offer a trial, and for others it might be that you know someone who's already got it, but you're the one that's going to be using it. So it needs to be user friendly for you, because what one person likes and what another person likes actually may not be the same thing. So you might like a particular more visual style than a very regimented, almost Excel-like style. So there's something there about the usability for you as well. So if you like it and it's intuitive to you, that would be definitely our recommendation, to say that's going to help you build a business on your term.
And these are the ones that, as I say, the most popular that speakers, authors and coaches are using.
Yeah.
So it's just looking at the features that I've just gone through and saying, okay, pricing, does it do campaigns, does it do this? So all the questions we've just gone through, it summarises that so you can see what's best for you and what you need.
Yeah.
I would probably say we use, a lot of people ask what do we use, right?
Yeah.
So we use Active Campaign.
Yeah.
And the reason why I love Active Campaign is because it's a good price region.
Yeah.
It has the ability to do campaigns, tag, have elements of e-commerce in there, but it grows as you grow. And so it's not, I don't feel like, a lot of people say, I'm going to start off MailChimp and then I'm going to change when I'm bigger.
Yeah.
Actually, I would recommend you start with an Active Campaign as soon as you've started and let it grow with you.
Yeah.
It's actually in the middle of MailChimp and Infusionsoft. I think it's got the best of both worlds and put it in here at a much more reasonable price.
Yeah.
So before anyone asks those questions, that's what we use.
It's like that would be
That'd be our
the one that we use.
But
now
that's not the one
doesn't
that you
mean
should
that it's the one that you should use just because we should use it. You have to look at, and we're both emphatic about this, you have to look inside your business and think about what is right for me, what is right for the size of business that I run, what is right for me in terms of using it or having my team use it, whoever you've actually got working.
Yeah.
So if you already do have a system, obviously we'd love to know. We already
Joe's already said she uses Active Campaign.
There we go. So that, but again, that's not an endorsement. Go check out your own. You know, sort of in that. I feel like I'm on the radio. You know, when they say they have to do a comparison product. How do you anyway? So if you are using one that makes you happy, do what Joe's just done and actually put in the one that you're using. So and why you like it, because that may help somebody actually make their decision as well.
Yeah.
So. Really, on that note, we're just going to say have a very happy day, whatever you're up to. And yeah, I'm off to move because my very Fitbit is buzzing. And
oh yeah, I've got a flashy thing that my husband bought me for my birthday, which makes me drink every 30 minutes.
It's really good.
It's bloody annoying.
It's really good. So she needs to drink, I need to move, and that's us out of here. Just to give you a little bit of lightness around this subject. Many blessings.
Have a great day, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy Happiness Day, ladies.